Hi, this is Aishwarya. Welcome to my channel, Brush It Up. And today we are doing a 24 hours readathon. One of the 10,000 ways that I'm trying to get myself out of this reading slump is this is going to be one of them, because I am trying to get back into reading books the way I was used to back in college days or maybe a couple of years ago, and I'm just not able to do that. And this year I planned to read at least one book a month. I don't think that's a lot, but I am unable to do that. So I thought I have to make this a challenge, because nowadays I find myself doing multiple challenges. So I am facing many challenges. So I have decided that the only thing that might work in this case as well would be to take this up like a challenge and try to complete a book. And once I get the ball rolling, maybe once a momentum is set, then maybe I am able to do it in a better way. So I thought, like, let's start this off. Maybe, having a challenge will boost me to complete this. So I have decided that I'll do a challenge, try to complete a book within 24 hours, because I have bought many books. It's just that I have read a couple of pages of them, and since I have read so many books now, I kind of know what's coming. And that's the thing, it doesn't encourage me when I can see what the plot is going to be like. Yeah, disturbances. So I know what the plot is going to be like. I know what is going to happen. That doesn't encourage me to actually go through the book. But I think maybe this is becoming a kind of pattern, and I need to break that pattern. And for me to do that, what is necessary is just, no matter however the book is, just finish it. That should be the goal, and that could be the first thing that I do, and maybe that will get me out of this reading slump. And it's a weekend, it's a Sunday, and I thought, what this would be the best thing to do on a Sunday, because of course weekdays I have work. I work for 8 to 9 hours a day, and that doesn't really make sense doing on a working day. So I thought a weekend would be the best way to do it. And yeah, I didn't have anything else to do this weekend, and I really really wanted to do, like, I have been wanting to read a book for many many weeks now. And I think the only way to push myself is try to shoot a video and see where it goes. So it's right now almost 5 o'clock. It's around 4:45, and I have two books, and I'm gonna decide which one to read. So I have this one that is better than the movies, by Lane Painter. This is kind of a light-hearted rom-comish book. And did I say movie earlier? I meant to say book. And then I have Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. And this is like Hunger Games kind of, and like a fictional world and mythical world. And this could also be interesting. So these two books I bought this year, and I haven't, like, I did start reading it, and I haven't even crossed like 100 pages. I must have just completed like 20-25 pages. So what I'm gonna do is this, in this video, I want to complete these two books, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna read one chapter of both the books, first chapter of both the books, and decide which book I want to go with, depending how soon I finish that particular chapter, and how much engaging it is, how often I don't get distracted. That way I'll decide which book I'll read out of this two. And that is also a part of 24 hours. So 4:45 p.m. right now, and I should be finishing this tomorrow by 4:45 p.m. So I'll start reading both the books now, and then we'll take a call which book we'll choose to go with the readathon, and all this process is within the 24 hours that we'll be doing it. So yeah, let's start. I just got done with this book. It's first chapter, and it's okay. I felt sleepy at times. I felt distracted at times, and it's fine. It's a very sweet book, and sometimes you need some amount of suspense to keep you going. Like, it depends on the state of mind you are in, and it's okay. Now I'll read this book and see if this book is more engaging than that one. It's not that it is engaging, period. It has to be engaging for me right now. Like, it has to be engaging for me. How do I explain this? It has to be engaging for me, for my current state of mind. It's not that I might not find it engaging in another state of mind, but right now where I am in life, it should be engaging for me. So it's not that this book would be, if I chose this book to read or I chose the other one to read, those are more engaging. It's just that it is more engaging to me at this point of time, and it might not be as engaging, 1 month down the line, because of the state of mind I am in. So this is not a review as such. This is just plainly what engages me right now. So I think I might find this more engaging. But I haven't. I just finished chapter 1 of this, and it was okay. And now let's read chapter 1 of this, and then compare, and then select which book I want to go with. But I kind of know which book I'll go with, because I've read both books, first couple of chapters, so I kind of know. But for this experiment, I wanted to start from scratch again, and now I'll read first chapter of this book. As predicted, I'm gonna go with Fourth Wing. It's interesting. I read two chapters and I am interested in this story than the other one, which was by Lean Painter, better than the movies. I'm not gonna go with that. I'll finish that book some other day. But these 24 hours are going to be dedicated to finishing Fourth Wing. So, Fourth Wing is quite a big book. It has almost 498 pages. It's huge. So it has almost 498 pages. It's quite huge. So it's gonna take a while to finish. And I just realized that I don't have complete 24 hours, and I have to do a bunch of things today. I can't just read the book entire day, so it does not make sense for me to do this challenge in a way that I decided earlier. Earlier, I was like, I started at 4:45, and I decided that I was gonna complete it by tomorrow 4:45. But that's not how we are going to do. The way that we are going to do this challenge is to set a timer for 24 hours and do this challenge. Now that what I'll do is I'll remove 2 hours from the 24 hours, 2 hours that went into contemplating which book to go with and reading both the first chapters. So that way it justifies me switching from the earlier challenge strategy to this. I'm doing this 24 hours challenge by setting a timer, and first 2 hours went into contemplating which book to go with. And now that we know that between those books I'm gonna do the challenge for this particular book, and I think finishing one book within 24 hours is a big deal, especially since I don't have that much of reading speed any longer. Earlier I could finish a book within a day, less than 24 hours, but now I'm not in that position. Also, the genres that I prefer now have changed. I need heavy storylines, and I need some element of like, I need a completely thought out story, and I need a hook at the end of every chapter for me to continue. So yeah, that is where I am. So that is why I'm preferring Fourth Wing. And let's begin the challenge. Let's see how the next 22 hours go, and I'll keep you posted. So far, I'm loving this book. I'm loving the characters. I love the main lead, and she has a lot to look forward to, and I have a lot to look forward to as to where her story will take, and I cannot predict much when it comes to this kind of book. And I'm kind of interested, and it has gotten me excited. At the end of first chapter, I'm looking forward to reading chapter 2. So yeah. So it's just a 24-hour challenge, so it might span over multiple days. Now earlier it might not have spanned over multiple days. It was just like one day, but it might span over multiple days. I have bunch of things to do today. I have another challenge that I'm doing for my Instagram and for my YouTube shorts. If you can see it in my shorts that I'm doing a 100-day art challenge. So even that challenge, I have to shoot content for that challenge today as well. And I have bunch of other things to do, so it doesn't really make sense that I do a 24 hours straight. It makes sense that I do 24 hours in bits and pieces, but it's 24 hours. And I saw a couple of readathons, and that is how girls are doing this challenge. So it makes sense, and I don't want to hate myself at the end of it, that I put myself under so much pressure. I literally make myself suffer, and I don't want to do that to myself. Like, I don't want to, at the end of it, I don't want to hate myself. I want to come out of it learning with new learnings, and to be proud that I accomplished something. So, and yeah, so we'll see how it goes. So far I'm liking the book. We are done with chapter 1. 22 hours more to go. Hi, you guys. Welcome to the 24-hour challenge where I was supposed to finish this book, Fourth Wing, within 24 hours. And I know Fourth Wing was in trend a long time back, maybe last year, maybe last year, I don't know. But I didn't read it then. And I've just finished the book, so I thought I'll come here and give you immediate update as to I finished it, and so that I give you my review, which is quite fresh off the bat after reading the book. First, let's talk about the 24-hour challenge. I wasn't able to finish it because there were multiple reasons. There was a festival that came in between, then my work was there and all of that, and it was quite unrealistic of me to think that I'll be able to finish it. But I also think that a win is that because my schedule is that hectic, that I otherwise wouldn't have finished such a big book before November, not November, before October ended. And I was able to finish this book only because I wanted to finish this video and put it up. So that's a positive side, so I still consider it a win. And so the I have at least tracked around 10 to 15 hours of that challenge, and beyond that I just got an understanding as to I don't think I'll be able to accomplish this. So let's just acknowledge that and still finish this challenge, and we'll be honest here that I wasn't able to finish the challenge, but I still finished reading the book. And when it comes to the review of this book is nice. It is a combination of all the supernatural fantasy fiction stories out there. It's a combination of Hunger Games, it is combination of Harry Potter, it is a combination of I'm forgetting one name that's a very relatable name to this book. But it is a combination of all of the what do you call fantasy fictions book out there. And what I liked about this book is even though the book didn't have anything extraordinary in it, but the way she has maintained your interest throughout the book, like I didn't lose interest in reading this book at all. Sometimes what happens is you see what's coming, and I would generally I read a chapter of the book and then I start questioning that why am I reading, I know what's coming. But in this book it was like book was interesting since the first page. Like I couldn't keep my book, like my interest never wavered. So she's very good at those cliffhangers, she's very good at the mysterious plot. Every single like I wouldn't say like certain, generally there is a section like the mid is sometime boring, like you have to push through the mid section of the book, or sometimes you have to push through the beginning pages of the book, you have to push through the end of the book. But it was never like that in this book. And if I was in a place, like if I was in college or something where I was heavily into reading books, I was into that phase, I would have enjoyed this book. But I am a grown up now, so I don't find the time, and there are many things on my mind to like completely give to this book. But if I'm in a phase where I'm on a vacation or something like that, where I'm able to give my complete attention to the book, this is a complete bingeable book. Excellent way of understanding the plot. Like only thing, like I will not criticize the book, let's not criticize the book at all, because there is nothing to criticize. If she was able to write the plot so excellently well, I knew what the genre was, right? The genre was fantasy supernatural stuff, and that is what I got. And there are only that many things available in the fantasy this thing, but she combined it very well. She justified, like she in this book this is the first book of that series, right? So she built the world. She had to, in the first book you generally have to build the world. Sorry, there's a huge spider that's crawling and taking my attention away. But in the first book you generally have to build the world. So especially in fantasy fiction. You have to introduce the magic element, you have to introduce the supernatural element, you have to introduce the characters. Nothing is known to you, so you have to build it. So first books are generally heavy on the world building, but she managed to get the story through it, she managed to build the world, she managed to have a badass central female character, justified her this thing, like if she is weak and if she is becoming powerful later, the weak part of her, this thing doesn't go away anywhere, it's still there, it's still her. So it she was so true to her characters. Whatever she established in the beginning, she stayed true to it throughout. Many authors will not do it. Towards the end it is like, is this the same character? Sometimes in the book what happens is, the because there is a growth arc for the character, right? And that's the most interesting part of any book, that there is a growth arc for the character, develops, grows, changes over the period of time, and in the end the character is sometimes unrecognizable to what it was in the beginning of the story. But it is nothing like that. Of course she has changed, she has transformed, but it's still her with just new arcs to her character. But the character, whatever it was in the beginning of it, it stayed true to it. And of course there is something that I wanted her to explore more. Like I wanted more, like I wanted the male character, like I always want to explore more of the male character, which I know if the female is the main character, that is not going to happen. But she did give Zayden's the main character of this book, like this last chapter is from his perspective, so she did give us that. Actually I have no complaints. Like the plot was interesting through and through, and towards the end also she gave me something. I could see what was coming, I could see. And I am not somebody who is a major fight wala scene ka fan. Like I'm not a big fan of fight scenes, but she did deliver. And I think whatever the shortcomings are, I think the shortcomings were on part of me as a reader. And I realized that I'm not able to imagine the world as well as I used to back when I was in college. Like I used to imagine the world so beautifully, and now I'm not able to imagine the world. Like all the complaints that I had with all the authors that I've read since past couple of years, now I realize that after reading her, she has made me realize, because she has done such a good job, that she has made me realize that it is not um, what do you call, a shortcoming on the author's behalf, it is a shortcoming on the reader's behalf. So every now and then I always used to be like, there is a shortcoming on the author's behalf. No, there is a shortcoming on the reader's behalf, because we have transitioned in a world where we are not able to imagine, like you are not able to create an imaginary world in your head anymore, because of the world that we live in, because of the content that we consume. And because I have stopped consuming content via text, I don't have like my imaginary this thing senses of like building a world, building a scene. If an author writes a scene, first of all I don't have the patience to take time to read that particular scene patiently. And sometimes you have to read that scene twice to actually understand, okay, this is what is happening. I don't have the patience to do that. And since I don't have the patience to do that, I'm not completely able to imagine a scene in my head. So sometimes it is not a what do you shortcoming on the part of the author, because you are impatient now. And because of this scrolling wala habit, and because of the social media nowadays, we don't have the patience that is required to read a good book. And that is what I've realized. So I'm gonna read more books, and I'm gonna sharpen my skills of imagining, and I'm gonna sharpen my skills of patience, because patience is a virtue, and I really want to have that. And there is like things that I do in my life, like painting and reading books. There is nothing more like reading a book requires a lot of patience, and understanding and reading that book requires a hell lot of more patience. Like, you'll read a book, you'll complete a book, but you could have read that book well. So sometimes you end up reading a book twice, thrice. Now I understand why, because you didn't give your 100% to that book for the first time. And definitely, if I would have binge read it, I would have definitely just swipe through a certain things in the book, and I didn't want to do that. I have read everything in this book, and yeah, I'm impressed by the this thing. I'm impressed by the characters. It's just that apart from the main leads, right, apart from the female lead and the male lead, I am not invested in any other character, because I don't want to give spoilers, but everyone is just you know and then there are characters that that they are going to be till the end, but you are not given a lot given a lot about those characters. So if there is a character, then I want to know more about what is happening in those characters' life as well, because I am someone who is such a visual reader, and I want a writer to be as visual as I am, which I have no complaints. It still could be a shortcoming on my part, but I wish I had more like a entourage going in this particular book, so that I am interested in knowing, okay, what is happening in that character's life. Is she doing well? Did she get along with that other character? What is happening? That will push you to read the second book, right? So I wish there were more like established hardcore side characters, and that are given time throughout the book. And um, and i uh, and I also wish for more chemistry throughout the book between the two main leads. I'm just wishing for more things, but the author has purely justified me reading this book. I don't have any regrets. Of course, um, I wish other things, but sometimes I read the book and I'm like, now what? This was plain waste of time. But after reading this book, no, the author has taken so much effort in doing this book. You can see she has made sure that you are interested in the story throughout the book, and I was interested in what was happening throughout the book, even if I didn't have that much attention span. Even if whatever was there, my attention span was lagging, I was in a noisy area, or I wasn't in the most appropriate place to read, but still she managed to have my interest throughout the book. So kudos to the author. The author's name is Rebecca Yarros. Kudos to Rebecca Yarros. A great book, and there is nothing like they start physically getting involved after like one third, three-fourth of the book. So it is nothing but just PG content until the three-fourth part of the book. So anybody who said that this is a very steamy, hot book, no, it's not. It's not a steamy, hot book. It's a very interesting book, and the steamy bits are justified, and they are done well, and they are not until you are invested in the character, so they are not out of place, they are not forcefully inserted. It's very much valid to the story wherever it comes, and they are done well. And that's not the entire plot of the book. Don't go if somebody is like, oh my god, this book is so steamy. No, there is so much more to this book than just the steamy part. There is chemistry. There is this character of ours is a very like badass bitch character, and I like her. So this book was worth my time. 24 hours challenge we didn't complete, but we did complete the book that we started reading. So stay tuned as to what book I read, and stay tuned if to see if I take up the 24-hour challenge again, and if I take that up, whether I'm able to finish it. And so thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and like, share, comment, do all the jazz, and I'd like to know your thoughts. Bye.